Next up on HCTV's Roundtable Wrestling Discussion, we're going to have another conversation with Coach Tim Hanneberg as he highlights our girls wrestling program, upcoming tournaments, and their season that's just around the corner.
After Coach Hanneberg talks about the season, we have wrestlers Ellie Levine and Olivia Levine, the Levine sisters, jumping in, joining us, talking about the season as well.
Welcome back to HCTV, where we have our Wrestling Roundtable Discussion. Once again, I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Coach Hanneberg, we're back again. We're going to talk about our girls program this time.
I'm ready.
An exciting time for Hastings Wrestling. Our girls program gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year. But I want you to give us a quick preview of the upcoming girls wrestling season. Go ahead.
Yeah, as you mentioned, our girls are one of the leading forces in the entire state, right? So this is our fifth year that we've had girls wrestling here It is under the umbrella of wrestling, but it's kind of a separate entity as well. So our fifth year, and like I said, we're one of the leading programs in the entire state, right? So last year we had over 35 girls on our team. This year I really expect us to have over 40 girls. So once again, one of the best teams in the state and one of the teams that has the most girls, right? So I just always love talking about that as well. And we have a lot of phenomenal coaches that help coach our girls too. So last year we had a really big senior class. So this year we're going to fill in with a lot of girls that have been wrestling those 2 or 3 years that may or may not have gotten their shot at varsity and crack that lineup or section lineup or things like that. So some names that I would just like to start off talking about is our 2 captains here. We got Ellie Levine and we got Fiona Myers. So Ellie took 5th place at the state tournament last year. This is only going to be her 3rd year wrestling. So she picked it up very, very quickly and just an absolutely phenomenal athlete. She plays soccer, she wrestles, she can really do it all. So she's a really phenomenal girl. Our other captain, Fiona Myers, unfortunately she's going to have another knee surgery. So she won't be wrestling this year, but she's recognized as a leader in our room. So she's a captain, and she's just going to be doing a phenomenal job helping all the girls in our room, too. So a lot of other names I'd like to highlight on here as well is the next one, Olivia Levine. So Ellie's little sister. Last year, in her first year wrestling, she was a state qualifier for us. And one of the things that I love talking about Olivia with is she's got a nasty cradle. She's got a phenomenal cradle and loves to pin girls. She had about 27 pins on the varsity team last year in her first year wrestling. So really cool about that, and just really came out of nowhere at the girls section tournament, qualified for the state. And I didn't have this written down, but one thing I would love to talk about her though too is, a lot of people have goals at the state tournament, right? They I want to do this, I want to win a match, I want to place, all that kind of stuff, right? Her goal was she wanted to walk off the mat every single time with a smile on her face. She just wanted to be not happy that she was there and content that she was there, but she wanted to enjoy the moment and just savor every single second she was able to wrestle at the state tournament. So I just love that about her, and she's a phenomenal young girl, right? And then we have a bunch of other younger girls that are going to be breaking up into our lineup this year, and some started last year and some didn't, but Layton Robinson and Sammy Allen, both girls that are entering their their freshman year, I should say. They started off wrestling last year for the first year, wrestled at our section tournament. Just great girls that are very, very good athletes and ready to do some big things. Kara Pellinger, once again, a girl that wrestled in our section tournament last year. She's entering her 2nd year wrestling, comes from a wrestling family. She's going to do some really, really good things this year too. A girl that's an absolutely phenomenal athlete, Adriana Dahlberg. Last year was her first year wrestling, and she had some really, really great wins. Absolutely phenomenal athlete, super powerful. Doesn't know all the rules, and the hair is flying, and the fur is flying sometimes out there on the mat, but she does really, really well.
And she goes all out.
All out.
It is
Never
absolutely,
stops.
it's so much fun to watch because you watch her and maybe not exactly know every single little piece of technique, right?
For sure.
But no matter what she's doing, she's going all out. Yeah,
it's going to be hard.
And the aggressiveness, I love
battle when you're out there with her, for sure. 100%.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah. Another girl I really like to highlight too is Lily Watts. She started wrestling about 2 or 3 years ago. Is just an absolute rock solid person in the middle of our lineup. She's been really close to making it to the state tournament the last couple years, and I really expect that she's going to break through to the state tournament this year. One last girl too is very familiar last name, Levine, right? Avery Levine. We got a bunch of them in our lineup this year. She is holding up our upper weights. She's only an 8th grader right now, and she had a phenomenal season last year. Took 3rd at the section tournament, and I expect once again someone that's really going to have a phenomenal season. So
that was a name that I circled because we obviously coach her at the middle school, and she is a stud athlete.
Oh yeah,
And every sport she does, whether it's softball, volleyball, wrestling,
for sure,
she excels in. And she's just got this right mentality. She's tougher than nails. She's had to basically survive with 2 older sisters, right?
One thing I would like to say about her too, sorry to interrupt, but absolutely phenomenal leader too. As someone that's in 8th grade, you really don't expect someone like that to be that good of a leader. I got to watch her play volleyball this year, like you were saying, and she is very vocal. She knows how to coach these girls up. She gets everybody in the right position. She cheers them on. So someone that's a very vocal and loud leader, and also leads by example as well. So once again, some rare qualities to have as an 8th grader. So really cool.
And it's cool to see the positivity, right? You don't always have to be a leader by screaming at your teammates.
Yep.
And when you look at your lineup and you looked at the girls that you were talking about, the mentality, that mindset that they have, it's so fun to watch.
For sure.
And so fun to watch grow together, because we got a lot of younger girls coming in that are going to be stepping up, like you mentioned, in those big spots. But you watch the girls compete together, and it's just something different. And they really are out there to wrestle for each other. It's fun
Once
to watch.
again, boys and girls wrestling, many similarities. So a couple things are a little different, right? Like you said, those girls follow each other onto every single mat, and they are loud. They cheer each other on. They're super supportive. They just love being there for their friends, right? So these duels get really, really loud. Like I'll tell you what, we went to the unofficial, and we'll talk about it probably in a second, but the unofficial dual state tournament last year was at St. Michael. That was one of the loudest events I've ever been to. When you get 16 girls teams that are all cheering for each other, it was an absolute blast. And actually, one of the main officials in the state, Rod Frost, said that was probably his favorite event he's ever reffed in his entire life. Cool. Wow. So it's just a really cool event, obviously, and it's recognized by not only the fans, not only the wrestlers, parents, and the officials as well. So pretty cool.
So I want to interrupt a little bit there. You said you lost all these seniors. You had good numbers. Do you guys expect to have a full lineup this year?
Oh yeah, I can see us filling in all the weight classes. Not sure exactly who's going to be where yet, but I'll see a couple newer girls, a couple girls I didn't mention maybe as well. So one girl that is probably going to jump into our lineup is Dariana Kelly. So she's been doing a great job the last couple years wrestling, and someone who's been behind some of those good girls and older girls like Allison Weinzettel and these kind of girls. She's someone that's going to jump in there and do a really, really great job for us. Very explosive wrestler and really coming on with wrestling. I'll say another good girl too that's going to come on this year probably is Maddie Berg. She's been wrestling a couple years. She wrestled with you guys at the middle school. She wrestled with us last year in 7th grade. So an 8th grade girl that is very physical, very tall, loves wrestling, and she's going to do a really great job for us.
Awesome.
Yeah, once she jumped on the mat as a 5th grader, it was like hook, line, sinker, and she just really enjoyed it and wanted to learn more.
For
right?
sure.
She wanted to be taught the different techniques.
Yeah.
And again, that's that work ethic that I think the girls in our Hastings wrestling program really have.
I agree.
Is they have that drive.
Oh, I agree, yeah.
One thing you talked about, the unofficial state tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Any other dual meets that we should look forward to? I know that one thing that we are going to broadcast this year is that Forest Lake duel, correct?
Yep. So Forest Lake won the unofficial dual state tournament last year, and they had a really good lineup. Unfortunately, we didn't get to wrestle them last year, right? We lost to Apple Valley in the semifinals. Apple Valley lost to them. So I really would have liked to wrestle them last year. Just didn't happen, right? So that's going to be a huge one as well. With the girls' duels, it's a little harder to plan around, right? Some teams, they have girls, but they just don't have a full lineup. So they really shy away from the girls' duels more, and we go to a lot of individual tournaments. So we have a lot of those going on, those tournaments throughout the state. I would say one huge one is the Pine Island. That's kind of a ramping up for the state tournament as well. That's at the end of the year. Huge numbers at that one. One of the first premier tournaments that popped up in the state of Minnesota for the girls. So that's one that girls always like going down to and doing that as well. And I would say the other one too, just like to plug the unofficial dual state tournament. 16 teams last year. I think there was probably one team that didn't have a close to full lineup. Everybody else maybe missing one or two weights here and there, but for the most part, 16 teams that are putting together an almost full lineup, and it was very, very legit. We ended up taking 3rd last year, and I could see us being top 5 this year too. So we're going to put a good lineup together this year too.
And we lost that semifinal match by 1
point.
It was so close. The gap that we went from the duel to that state tournament was so much fun. Now the Pine Island one is going to be fun to watch because it's about 2 weeks right before that, right? I think it's right in the middle of January. Another one that I had circled on paper is the South St. Paul matchup.
Yep.
Because I think they have a solid team. Again,
for sure.
One of the top teams in the state. I'm looking forward to that one, and that one kind of kicks off right away in December.
Yeah, that's pretty quick there too. And South St. Paul's got a really good girls team, one of the best in the state as well. In the last couple of years, they've been in our section. Pretty cool this year, just to preview it as well. So our girls section used to be 2 sections combined, right? So last year we were section 3 and 4. This year we're going to be section 3 alone. So it's going to take 2 girls still to the state tournament, which means it's going to expand from 8 girls to 16 girls. And one really cool thing I want to just talk about for the state tournament, and this is both the boys and the girls, but now the state tournament is going to be double elimination for both the boys and the girls. So this is something coaches have been fighting for 30 plus years. And so it happened this year. It's got expanded by another half a day. So now both the boys and girls are going to be both 16-person brackets, double elimination for everybody. So it's going to be a really phenomenal experience for everybody. And once again, I could see us sending, I would say last year, if it was just our section, we could probably send almost every single girl to the state tournament last year. That's how good we were. And this year, I think we're going to be sending a ton of girls to the state tournament as well.
Coach Hannenberg, I know we could sit here and talk about wrestling all day long.
All day.
We really could.
Yep.
But as much as they want to hear us talk, we really want to hear our wrestlers talk.
For sure.
So we're going to be right back with some of our female wrestlers, some of our captains. They're going to talk about their season. Coach Hannenberg, thanks again for your time.
Thank you, guys.
We wish you nothing but the best this season.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from Mile High Eagles to Allen Peg.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating seniors since the first commencement of Congratulations on the 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lip? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play. It's moving! It is over!
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown Raiders!
The United Heroes League mainly uses sports as a bridge to help military families stay active and engaged in their communities. We have over 40 professional teams that partner with us for free tickets and camps. We provide access to free sporting equipment.
UHL has provided us with a lot of equipment and a lot of gear that is otherwise sometimes hard to attain.
It's really cool. I get all this free stuff, and it's because of my great dad, who is a veteran.
UHL has been a great supporter, not just for our family, but for all the military families.
We're excited to see what the future holds. We can't wait to see where it goes.
Welcome back to HCTV's Roundtable Wrestling Discussion. We're here with two of the girls captains, girls wrestlers, I should say. We're here with Ellie Levine and Olivia Levine, and I want to give them a quick little introduction before they talk. We're going to start off with Ellie, one of our senior captains. Ellie is a returning state qualifier, state place winner, 6th at state, not 5th, like Coach Hannenberg said. This is her 3rd year wrestling, and we're expecting big things from her this year. Welcome to the show, Ellie. Awesome. And then we have Olivia Levine. Olivia is a 2nd year wrestler. In her 1st year, she was a state qualifier. Definitely, I think, surpassed your expectations of the season. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you. It was awesome. Last year was awesome. I mean, even watching, I watched I had it on the big screen at the state tournament. It was so much fun to watch the two of you just going at it, representing Hastings wrestling. That was cool.
Yeah. And before we start talking about wrestling, I want to congratulate both you girls, both members of our section final soccer team, the first time in school history. Yeah. That's a big deal. So I just want to congratulate you guys because from having a daughter that plays soccer, they look up to you guys big time. So congratulations to both of you guys. But we're not here to talk about soccer. We're here to talk about wrestling. So if you guys could give us a quick rundown of what you're looking forward to this year with wrestling. Maybe it's individual goals or team goals. Anything you want to talk about with this upcoming season that you're looking forward to?
Okay. Do you want to start? Yeah, I think as a team, I think that last year for the girls' state tournament, we had an upset. We definitely were right on Apple Valley's tail for Team State, and I think they definitely should watch their backs this year. We've definitely lost some key girls on our team this last year. We graduated Allison and Amelia and Kashan, all girls who were for sure wins. That's how we looked at them as, and so it's gonna be tough filling in that spot, but I feel like we can definitely do that this year.
And then for you individually, what are some of your goals that you have for this year?
There are definitely higher expectations this year, making it to state and everything, having it be my 2nd year. So personally, I just think making it back there again and just finishing farther than I did last year.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Now you got that stepping stone, right?
Right.
Now you got a starting spot and you shoot higher. That's awesome.
And the unfortunate thing about doing so well is you can't hide from girls this year, right?
Yep.
Because
you're not sneaking up.
Yeah, you're not going to sneak. You're not going to sneak up on people this year, right?
George reminds me of that.
I love it. Go ahead.
I would say for the team, going on a different note than Ellie, we are gaining so many middle school girls. Like last year, we brought so many middle school girls up, including our sister Avery.
Yep.
Third place at sections. It's for sections for state. Oh, that's my phone. Okay. But it's just crazy. Like we have so many first-year girls who came out. They're so strong. We got wrestlers like Kira, Sammy, Layton, and we just know they're going to be so good this year, and it's so exciting because obviously we had such a good team last year, but I just know we're going to do so good this year.
It's fun when you have the numbers in the room, right?
Yeah.
Where you can just kind of reload. And I mentioned this with Coach Hanneberg. It's so much fun to watch the girls really grow together and build together, but when you've been in there, now this is your second year.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how much you grew in that first year and now how much it's going to go in year two. And you're going to have girls in that same spot too. Mm-hmm. Even Maddie Berg is going to be in there. Avery's going to be in there. It's going to be fun to watch.
One thing I'm always kind of interested in learning about is kind of like your wrestling journey. Like, how did you get here? And I know a lot of you guys in your family started a little bit later, but if you guys could talk about kind of your wrestling background, even though you weren't wrestling early on, you were around wrestling and you're from a family of wrestlers. You guys could talk about that a little bit. That'd be great.
Okay, so my mom's side, I think a couple weeks after we were born, we were at the tournaments. We were at there.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I saw you as a baby at a wrestling tournament.
We participated in showcases, and we would wear leotards, and we would be out on that mat and just having so much fun. And for me, going into my first year, I didn't even think I was going to wrestle. I didn't think I was going to. And I remember, I think a couple days before captain's practices started, I was like, Mom, please sign me up. Like, I'm ready. I think I want to do this. And she's like, okay, give it a shot. And I was like, I think I'm going to love it. And I did. And I really do love it. And I think it's crazy to start something and just find out you're good at something and just to give it your all.
And to take a risk like that too, that's impressive.
Yeah, did you have a sister in your ear too, Papa?
Oh, yeah.
I think we got a spot for you, right?
Yeah, kind of what Olivia said. Like, we were babies when we went to our uncle's wrestling tournaments and everything like that. We just get passed around, handed around. My mom's like, I gotta watch this match. Like, she hand us off. Everyone would just like hang out with us. I have a picture of me on my grandma's lap just with headgear on, and I don't know, it's just like we were definitely introduced to it at a young age. And I feel like George coming into our lives the way he did, and he started coaching when it was my second year. So my first year, he was just kind of around. He helped out, everything like that. But then my second year, he was like, "All right, if we're gonna do this, we're really gonna do this. Like, I'll come in and I'll coach, but we're really doing this." And I was like, "I'm all for it." I don't think there was a match I had where he wasn't on my corner.
Sure. No, I gotta ask that. I gotta ask this question. So we're talking about George Lino, who was a two-time state champ for same league. So we won't go that far. I mean, wrestled in college, but. I mean, when he came into the room, right? How did that change the room as a dynamic? I mean, because he's gonna be a guy that's gonna work hard. He's gonna push you to that next level. How did it go?
He is more of a quiet guy. Like, it takes him a little bit to get to know people. He's a little quiet at first. So he kind of just kind of sat back and just spectated for a little bit. Just kind of see, like, he was just viewing like how everybody works and. Like, if people weren't putting in the effort, he wasn't going to waste his time to go, like, not to be rude, but he wasn't going to waste his time to go and put in all that effort to try and help them if they weren't going to try. So he kind of just started off by figuring out who really, like, seems like they want to put in the effort and do the best they can. And then he really started getting into it. He'd do the drills with Hanneberg. He'd show new moves. The girls and guys are switching on and off practices. That's what we did last year. And so he wasn't able to make it to all of the later practices because those are all the early practices because he'd always only be able to come to the later ones. So when we had the earlier practices, he'd come in once a week and just show random, like few moves, 1 or 2 moves for whoever wanted to stay after for a little bit while the guys were warming up, and he just try and get in all that extra work to whoever was like open to
drive,
it. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Has that drive, wants to win. And I think that was a big thing that Coach Hannenberg did, having George in that room. Now he's got the 3 of you in there too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I do got to tell a little story. I got to embarrass you guys a little bit. Sorry, I had to. So you guys already know this, but our fans might not know. I actually coached your uncles my first year teaching in Rosemont.
Really?
You didn't know that?
I did not know
that.
Yeah,
so that's why I said I remember you as a baby. Your mom was literally on Matt's side screaming. Does that sound like your mom?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah. Sorry, Sammy. Cheering them on, and it's pretty cool because it's kind of come full circle, and now you guys are wrestling, right?
Yeah.
And your mom was actually a wrestling manager too, so it's pretty cool, right? To kind of pay it forward, and now you guys are kind of taking the reins. So, all right, I'm going to jump ships a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
We talked about your soccer season. We talked about how both of you are multiple sport athletes. How have other sports helped you guys in the sport of wrestling? And I know that a lot of the girls that wrestle are multi-sport athletes. So if you guys want to touch on that a little bit, either one of you can answer that.
I think just in like a mindset kind of way, like switching from a team sport aspect to going to an individual sport like wrestling, where it's all on you on the mat basically. I mean, there's the team duels and everything, but it's still a lot of it's on you. And I feel like going from a team sport like soccer, where like you're as strong as your weakest link, you guys all have to work together in order to get to the spot you want to be at. I feel like going to wrestling, I loved it a lot more because I was able to see what I put in and see what came out of it. And I feel like that's just like the biggest difference I've seen from it. But like from an athletic point, soccer, you're running for 25 minutes, and like for me, I'd run 25 minutes the first half, come out, get a quick sip of water, go back in for the rest of the
you can't do that during a wrestling match, right? You can't be like, oh, I want a water break quick.
I mean, some girls try to get away with that. Some girls try to get away with that, but I just feel like soccer, it's just straight conditioning, and so you're kind of.
So you're well conditioned going into this year already.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Olivia, anything you want to add about that? Otherwise, we can move on to the next question.
I definitely would agree with Ellie. I think it's like refreshing to go, like going off of my first year, like it's refreshing to go from a team sport to more of an individual, still team sport, but it's really great to see the work that you like do at the end of practice. Like again, George, like he encouraged sprints at the end of practice. He encouraged like another round of live at the end of practice, and it's just crazy how you can see like all the extra things you're doing, it pays off in matches so much.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
And now that looking at the program as a whole, okay, I want to shift gears away from different sports. I want to look at the program as a whole, because you two are huge links now, right? And you're drawing girls into the sport, into the program of Hastings. What have you two, because I've heard about it, right? I kind of know, got that background knowledge, but what have you two done, do you think, that really pulls girls into that room, that recruits the younger girls right now? What are you doing right now?
Well, for me, I've took a couple trips to the middle school for like other clubs that I'm in, and always like I will share that I'm a wrestler, and like we do like little introductions, but it's just like I feel like seeing an older girl be a part of wrestling is like a male-dominated sport. It's really cool to just see that, and I tell them like, you may just try it, like you may love it. So I just always like tell people I'm a wrestler, and
that's awesome.
I feel like at practices, Fiona's not here, but she's another captain, and her and I feel like we just, like at soccer practice especially, we'll be talking about it. We'll into our warm-ups for soccer, we just like, we did this like backpedaling thing. We just put that into our warm-ups for some reason, and her and I are like down in our stance. Like it's just like a natural thing, and people would like say something about it, and then Fiona and I would like talk about practice all the time, and just like I feel like a lot of people think about like the negatives, like, oh, it's so hard, oh, cutting weight, and and Fiona and I we just always be talking about like the fun we have and like the good that comes out of it, and I feel like not a lot of people think about that, so I think it's important to just talk about it, like out in the open, just around other people, so they can hear that like it's really not as bad as it seems. It definitely has its downers.
And you guys are also being a part of that Monday nights. You guys are going into practice, showing technique. We have that for even the showcase. They have that showcase 2-week deal. Just getting wrestlers like you jumping into the room, girls like, oh my God, I can do this, right? Yeah. So just having those role models, and then I think that's awesome.
And to piggyback off of what Olivia said, I think it's really hard for girls to get that first step in the room. Yeah. They're so apprehensive, like, I don't know if I should touch a girl this way, or if I should even be aggressive and mean. That's not how we're supposed to be. And it's like, it's accepted, right? It's something that you guys have excelled in. And I think I got to give you both a lot of credit. You've been leaders for those young ladies. And I think a lot of girls are willing to put themselves out there because of the things that you guys have done. So it's a big credit to you guys.
Yeah, no, and like in the summer too, we've got the girls camp that we have like just for a big group of girls, and Hannahburg has us all showing drills, and like in the beginning of it, he'll be like, oh, this is Ellie, this is that, like just introducing all of us, and all the girls, like all the little girls look so excited, and they're just like, wow, like, it's just so.
Yeah, remember, you're celebrities now.
You are?
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I want to wish you the best of luck this season. We'll be covering a lot of your matches this year, but we really appreciate you taking the time to do this.